Welcome. For tonight's practice, you'll need, hi friends, for tonight's practice, you'll need as many layers as you want. I'm pretty warm right now, actually, and a journal if you want, and something to write with, a block and or some bolsters. I have a block and a bolster and an eye pillow, which is one of my favorite things to use in a yin practice, along with sandbags, but I didn't bring that today. But that's really nice, the extra weight. So we'll get started with our wind down. Happy Easter for those of you who celebrate. Happy Sunday, either way. I'd love for you to start on your back, and if you have like some cushion from the couch or some pillows, maybe kind of poof them up, make them long. Go ahead and bring them to your mat lengthwise up against your sacrum, and gently release your spine back, supported. And you can keep your feet, soles of your feet together, knees wide, like Supta Baddha Konasana, rolling the shoulders back and releasing the hands down. If that doesn't feel good on your lower back, you can alternately separate your feet out, mat width distance apart, and knock your knees towards each other. And then again, extend your arms out wide to the side. Now, once you assume your position, the idea is to get as relaxed and as kind of supported as possible. So put something under your neck if you need extra support there, or under your arms, like some little pillows, some little folded blankets. And then tune your attention inward. Soften your eyelids down and let your breath be natural and free-flowing. Maybe just with that awareness of noticing how you are breathing right now, without trying to necessarily force or lengthen out your breath too much, make it do anything. Just be aware of it, flowing in and out. And while you stay there and relax, to begin our practice today, I'm going to sit up and read a poem that I thought was really interesting today. So I'll start with the poem and then we'll end with the same poem. And this will be like our journaling prompt. It's the one question, which is also the title of this poem. What wants to be born within you, beloved? So we'll plant the seed now, and then at the end reread it, and then you can journal after if that sounds interesting to you. I have become grateful for the moments when I remember to stop in order to listen to what the earth is telling me. This morning it was a flower who took me by surprise and shared her secrets with me. She told me of her journey, how it began in darkness, in the quiet, cool embrace of the quiet, generous earth. She told me how the light called to her, and how slowly but solidly she began to unfold towards the simple inevitability of her calling. She told me of the exquisite cracking open. It was her birth. And then, with her open petals, she asked me in the way only a full-blown flower can ask, what wants to be born in you, beloved? What does the light want to call into being from the quiet, generous earth that waits patiently in the cave of your heart? So, as you take in your next deep breath, perhaps drawing your attention to your heart space, your sacred heart, which isn't your physical heart, rather it's more your energetic heart space. Tune in there and ask as an intention, what wants to be born in you? What wants to be created or realized? And if you would like to add anything else that's personal, a personal intention, I want you to bring your attention to that now. And place your hands over your heart as you lay down over your bolster. Feeling your breath fill up and expand out through the center of your being. As you exhale, just release, relax. We'll take a few more deep breaths just to settle with the intention. Deep inhale. Perhaps a count of 4. And a cleansing exhale. Something audible is generally a good clearing, cleansing breath. So try it again. Big 4-ish count inhale. And then an audible exhale. One more. Take your time. Fill up slow. And let it go. Gently release your hands from your body. Knock your knees towards each other and or side to side if they were splayed apart. And I'd like to give you a couple moments in between these longer held poses in Yin to kind of customize your practice and tune into your body to move intuitively, naturally. So maybe you enjoy a stretch of your arms or a rotation side to side of your head. And then slowly push your hips to one side and roll off your prop and onto your side, using your hands to press you upright. So again, everything's really slow and calm. So we'll keep that going, that energy of slow and calm as we turn toward the bolster now with your legs extended. And if you have a pillow, just use your pillow, but use what you have. Obviously, I know not everybody has bolsters and whatnot, but you might. So I want you to put maybe another pillow underneath or a folded blanket. I'm going to use my block here just to add a little elevation and kind of take my legs off the mat wide to the side. You can obviously do this without any support as well. So take a big breath, roll your shoulder heads back and down. Lift your heart up, and then we'll exhale, start to tilt forward through your pelvis. So this is not a rounding, curling in, rather a lift of your chest, and then your tail points back as the pubic bone draws forward. And you can also bend your knees a lot. It'll take some maybe sting out of the hamstrings or the back of your legs. Until you come down to feel your support underneath you, and you can rest your forehead down on stacked wrists so your spine stays nice and straight, or you can turn a cheek to the side and relax your arms heavy. Relax your shoulders down. Support under your knees. That might be good, or under your ankles, under your heels. It's not as important as how low your forward bend is, but rather how long your spine can extend and how supported and restful can you stay while you're here. And roughly every pose is between 3 to 5 minutes, so you're welcome to just close your eyelids down or look softly at one point that's close to you. Maybe it's on your mat, as opposed to wandering eyes, sharp, darting, looking around the room. That creates stories in our mind, and we want to slow it down up there. So choose a point of reference, whether it's if it needs to be external, with your eyes gently open, Shanti Drishti, or peaceful gaze, to be close to you, or you can just close your eyes completely and tune back into your heart space, the center, a little bit off to the left, general heart space, or in the poem that we've heard earlier, The Cave of Your Heart. Some attention there, listening deeply. Even if it's not completely quiet wherever you are, just observe the sounds around you, within you, making peace with what is what the Yin practice really teaches us. Finding that acceptance with everything. Making peace with whatever situation, circumstance that we find ourselves in right now. Being present is how we can work toward that goal of acceptance. If you have your head turned to one side, go ahead and turn your opposite cheek over and rest your side of the head down. Enjoy a few more deep breaths. Enjoy a deep breath here, in through the nose, and perhaps an audible sigh out your mouth. Practice that twice more. Deep inhale. Let it go. Exhale. One more like that on your own. Pull your hands under you and slowly come up. Pressing yourself away from the floor. Sitting up tall. Keep your bolster nearby. I'm just going to move the block that was underneath it. Hug your knees in. Everything is really slow in yin, so move with like that. Move slow motion. Side to side with your knees. That might feel good. The next pose will be a twist or rotation of your spine. So keep your feet wide as your mat or wider, depending how long your legs are. And knock your knees over toward the left. Maybe you follow, or you complete the twist with your eyes, so move your head to the right. And your shoulders can follow. And then we'll slowly rotate, pressing into your feet. Knock your knees toward the right. Your left hip will kind of lift off the ground, that's okay. Lengthen the spine and then look toward the left, in the opposite direction of where your knees are pointing. Super gentle, mild stretch, mild twist, and then press your feet back, come to center. And it'll be a similar setup with our legs. So stay on your bottom, keep your feet wide, and we'll knock the knees over toward the left. I want to try to do what mirror you, so that always causes me to think a little bit more. So your knees are knocked over to the left. Move your bolster or all the pillows, that's right, to that same side, your left side. Sit up tall, taking your left hand behind you, your right hand across to the opposite knee. Lift your chest up and start to turn your ribs and your shoulders as far as is comfortable to you. And then we'll slowly start to lower the chest down over your support, or if you don't have that, over the floor, no problem. You can stack your hands once again, forehead down. Or to complete the twist, turning your head in the opposite direction as your legs are pointed. So just rotating that cheek down. If some of us, it's not going to be okay for the neck, so you can just keep your forehead down, or you can even turn your head to the other side. And just notice what works for you, what doesn't. Modify everything that you need to tonight. And simply be. That's why I love yin so much. I can do this practice when I'm tired. It gives me the rest that I need. I can do it when I first wake up. I can do it anytime. When we were all working and running around busy, I don't know about you, but I sure was. I'd like to set up little challenges for myself throughout the day. Say I had like a 5-minute window between clients or classes. I would set myself up in a restorative pose for like 2 to 3 minutes. And it's amazing how even those short minutes would give me just the right amount of energy that I needed, that quick reboot that I needed to continue on. Sometimes the time between classes and stuff were a little bit more. And so I would do 1, 2, or 3 poses, right? But not too many. Yin is about the quality of and time, giving yourself space and being as opposed to doing. So yeah, in a full hour of yin, you might do 10 poses max, right? And that includes shavasana. So very minimal moving around. While you're here, really dropping in to your body, the weight of your bones, the weight of your body, the support of your props. Your nourishing breath, the simple things. Take a deep inhale. And let out a slow exhale. Really observe the end of your breath, the tail end of your breath. And then again, watch your breathing as it slowly fills up. So satisfying when you're actually knowing you're breathing in. And then again, another opportunity to slow down that exhalation. Notice if anything in your physical body kind of softens or releases. One more time. You'll gently use your hands, strong arms, to peel yourself up. Whew. You might need a side bend stretch or something else intuitive that feels good. Take it now. Taking the twist to the other side eventually when you're ready. Setting up. Go ahead and put your supports on the other side of you. Stay on your bottom. Knock your knees to the right or the other side. You already did this side. You want like a pinwheel, or it's not really that important about the legs, but if something's bothering your knee, you would support that. But I think it's called pinwheel. It kind of looks like that shape in your lower legs. That might feel like it's done. You don't have to think about where your legs are in space anymore if they're set up that way. But if that's not comfortable, adjust. Otherwise, bring your right hand back, your left hand over the opposite knee and twist. Sit up tall, lift your chest, and rotate. And then we'll slowly take that twist and lower your chest down. Notice on this side what feels good for your neck, what feels sustainable for your body, because we are going to be here for time. Once you got it, try to keep it, or whatever it looks like, right? We don't want to be fidgeting or fixing or, doing something just to do it, scratching, right? We try to set up ourselves with maximum support, doing all the wiggles in the beginning to make yourself that much more comfortable, and then staying put. Don't be so rigid on yourself if you do have an itch or something that's really irritating you, but if it's something you can manage, self-manage, then just notice if that initial itch or persistent thought stays, or if it shifts, if it changes, if it goes away. Shanti Drishti, eyes half closed, soft gaze at one point near you, or eyelids closed, eyes drop toward the heart center. Use your imagination and visualize what's in that depth of you. What does it look like? What does it feel like? You can get as detailed, specific as you can. Is it warm? Is it cold? What's the temperature? Just marinate into yourself, into the moment. Marinate in this present moment. This one inhale breath coming in. With that complementary exhale breath going out. If you ever get caught up with what's to come or what should have happened, and you want to be present, you want to get settled quick, it's my go-to kind of inner dialogue is, all right, check in. Can I feel the next incoming breath? Where's it going? Is it staggered? What's it like? Can I slow down enough to wait for that exhale, tail end of your exhale breath? That kind of void pause between breaths. That really grounds me when I need it. So I want you to take the next 3 breaths to really notice your breathing, your breath, your quality, the temperature, the texture of your next 3 breaths. cultivating that relationship with yourself. Pretty intimate and beautiful. And one that you should check in with every day, a couple times a day at least. Rest yourself out slowly. Take care of what you need to in your body. Be gentle. Do a few stretches for your hips next, just to give you a all-around kind of feel good. So we'll start on our hands and knees. Taking your right foot, pulling it forward, outside your right shoulder and hand. Into a lunge, adjust your foot if it needs to come a little forward so that when you bend your knee, your ankle and your knee are in one line. Your back foot, you can curl, tuck your back toes under, lift your knee, and then slide your back leg back more. Separate your feet as wide as they need to be. If you like the bolster and you want to keep it, or the blocks, and bring that underneath you. Maybe support the back left thigh, and then come down maybe on your forearms, elbows. Or you can stay on your hands this entire time for your dragon pose or your low lunge. If your back toes are still tucked, untuck the back toes, pointing the toes back. You don't have to right away come down, but if it's something that you know is going to eventually happen, you can take that whenever you'd like, whenever you're ready. Shanti Drishti, or eyes closed. Those of us with maybe more space in our hips and we don't already feel a lot of resistance, take your hands and upper body over toward the left, away from your right foot, so that there's a lot of space between your shoulder and your thigh, and then come down. Keep pressing your knee away from your body. Notice if one or both of the shoulders are kind of resistant. Soften them down. If there is a lot of buildup of resistance, practice your audible exhales, your HA on the breath out. And clear it, let it come out. Releasing the throat chakra or something that's been inside that needs to come out. And clear it now. Slowly bring your hands underneath you if they weren't already, and pick your upper body up. A couple moments to find some intuitive movement, side to side, maybe hips rock, or if you want to take your front leg and pull it back with some circles, just be really gentle. Cat-cows are good here, maybe even a down dog if you're feeling it. It's grounding for you. And we'll do the other side. I'm actually going to turn away from the bowls that might be blocking. From your hands and knees position, step your left foot forward or your other foot. Untuck your back toes once you've lifted your back knee and extended it far enough behind you, separating your feet wide enough apart. Your upper body has plenty of space with your bolsters. And then soften in. At whatever capacity you're able to right now. Sometimes you find these relatively simple positions not so relaxing at first. And that's okay. It's good. Just notice that. Notice how you feel. Notice what's coming up. Sometimes it's physical resistance. Sometimes it's a lot of mental resistance. Maybe there's some emotional blockages that don't feel so great as they kind of start to come up to the surface. But that's what our Yin Yoga practice time allows. Is that yielding, becoming yielding like wood. Quieting like the earth. Right? Taking up some wisdom from nature and the elements. If you haven't already and you'd like to find that space, shifting your upper body away from your front leg over to the side, that might take a slight different angle. So that might feel less pressure or resistance. That might feel better. I don't know. Just check it out. All of these suggestions that I give are super relative to the day, to your body, to what you've been doing. So just take it like any yoga class, right? Listen to your body. You've heard it a million times. Trusting the wisdom of your body. Let's practice our dragon breathing or our audible exhale, present moment breathing, a bit of mindfulness. After that third round, press yourself slowly upright or just off the ground, and then take your time, customize the way your exit is. Maybe you linger here a little longer, you do a little shifting, gentle movements. Being aware of what's happening, what's shifting in your body. I can't tell you that, so you just gotta listen. Maybe close your eyes to help. And sometimes, sometimes like these poses, they just come out, they just this just needs to happen right now. And so that's how I try to be. That's how I try to be with the singing bowls as well. It's really intuitive. Just listen, and then the next thing at the right time will happen. It's how I try to live my life a little bit too. I used to want to control every aspect, but I mean, we all know it's not possible. So go ahead and come onto your bottom, spin your fingers back as best you can. Roll, more than that, roll the head, like your biceps. Roll them outward, away from the midline, and maybe back. So you start to feel your chest broaden, open up, and your shoulder blades kind of cinch towards each other behind you. So that's with both hands. So the fingers point back, your heart kind of lifts up, and your head kind of releases down. This is a super mild kind of camel pose, or the rack. Actually, that's what this pose is called. And if that's okay, you can walk your hands a little further back, so there's more distance between your hips and your hands. Keep your arms straight. The soft part of your elbows are spinning out. I know lots of people that can't do this position quite well because they don't do it often enough. So here's your opportunity. More than just your hands, spin your upper arm bones into their sockets, outward, external rotation. Those of us more mobility, you might even be able to spin your fingers towards each other. So the fingertips come towards the midline of your mat. You can keep your hands where they are, and if you'd like, you can shimmy your hips further down towards your feet. Again, more distance from your hands to your hips. Really good stretch for your shoulders, especially if you tend to hunch like I do a lot. Just a little rinse for the shoulders. Practice those 3 breaths. Audible sounding exhale. It could be more like a gentle lion's breath or a loud roar. Lion's breath. So lion's breath is when you open your mouth wide, stick out your tongue as far as you can, and roll your eyeballs up towards your forehead, third eye center, Ajna chakra. So we'll start. Deep breath in. Again. Whew. To come out, you can slowly pull your head back up and either press into your hands and feet, lift your hips up and push the hips toward more the center. Or lift your chest up and slowly bring your fingertips to unrotate and spin back slowly and eventually spin out towards the sides and then in. Whew. Or just come off your hands completely, no weight there, and slowly integrate some bend at your elbows. Some flexing at your wrist, maybe some circles. So if that was a lot on your hands, yeah, it was a lot on your hands. So just give it some love, your wrist some love. I like to, since I've been practicing more handstands lately, I've been feeling it for sure. So giving yourself breaks, modifying curling your fingers in, wrapping your thumb over like a tight fist, flexing your wrist, and then circling. Reverse, other direction. Good. So we'll end similar to how we started. If you have a bolster or the props, lay them lengthwise. Or if you're by a wall like I am, I like to do this a lot. Move your stuff. You want to set your props underneath your ribs and move to the side of your hip against the wall. So I'll talk about that, speak to that. If you don't want to go to a wall, that's fine. Lay back on your back with the bolsters underneath you. Otherwise, you want to scooch toward the wall. I'll move this out of the way first to show. One hip is against the wall space. Your feet are against the baseboard. Roll to your side with your booty still against the wall, and then extend your legs up the wall. And if you need a little support, you can throw a blanket or pillow. Press your feet into the wall, lift your hips under your pelvis, which actually feels really nice on my lower back. You can stay here. Get your sit bones, your sitting bones against the wall. Keep your legs straight, maybe with some space between them. Or you can even take your legs out wide to the side, like straddle. Any position with your arms that feels good. Maybe it's on your body, helping your legs come out, or it's down by your sides, palms up. So taking your time, filling out what pose is going to be sustaining for you, and then committing to that stillness. And while you're here, I'm going to start playing a little bit of my sound bowls for you to enjoy in your Shavasana. Put your hands over your heart. Take deep breaths. Stay where you are if you need to linger there, or gently make your way up. What wants to be born within you, beloved? I have become grateful for the moments when I remembered to stop in order to listen to what the earth is telling me. This morning it was a flower who took me by surprise and shared her secrets with me. She told me of her journey, how it began in darkness, in the quiet, cool embrace of the quiet, generous earth. She told me how the light called to her and how slowly but solidly she began to unfold towards the simple inevitability of her calling. She told me of the exquisite cracking open of all she knew herself to be, the opening that felt like death until she realized it was her birth. And then, with her open petals, she asked me, in the way only a full-bloomed flower can ask, what wants to be born in you, beloved? What does the light want to call into being from the quiet, generous earth that waits patiently in the cave of your heart? Thank you so much, friends. If you want to journal about your experience, share with me. I would love to hear. You can private message me or write your experience in the chat box if you want. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful night. Namaste.